Hello, everyone. My name is Vernon Wright. I am a certified barber master educator. And I just thought I'd come to you today just to give you some tips for those of you who are going to be taking your the state of Georgia instructor's exam. Today, I'm only going to be just basically talking about the demonstration aspect of the Georgia instructor's exam. This also will apply to the cosmetologist as well. So if you have any questions, of course, you can always inbox me or send me an email. My email is professorv@gmail.com. That's PROPHESSORVEE at gmail.com. So again, I just want to talk to you a little bit, maybe about 15 minutes. So hopefully you can set aside about 15 minutes just to get a few tips on taking your demonstration portion of the state board exam for the state of Georgia. Now, of course, this is all coming from NRC. Now, as of 2017, there have been some changes, so my recommendation would be to make sure that you take the time out and read over your bulletin and just any information that's pertaining to the changes that has taken place. Of course, NRC is a national testing site, so if this has been passed on to you, this is also good for South Carolina and maybe a few other places. Now, South Carolina would not be good for the barber on the demonstration aspect because as of right now, in South Carolina, you only have to do the theory aspect of it. So, without further ado, I'm going to move on. I'm going to be periodically looking at my notes just to make sure I'm in line with what needs to take place. So again, hopefully, maybe about 15 minutes, I should be completed this little tip video. Of course, it's not professional, y'all, so please excuse me if there's any glitches. I'm practicing, okay? I'm practicing. Well, just to give you a little bit of history about myself, I am, again, stated earlier that I'm a master educator from the My Lady Cengage Learning. I did take the Career Institute portion for the master educator. I'm also a licensed instructor in the state of Georgia. I am a licensed instructor in the state of South Carolina, master barber in the state of Georgia, and a master hair care specialist in the state of South Carolina. I have some certifications with trichology from Innovations Today and USTI, which is the United States Trichology Institute. So I do have a pretty extensive background when it comes down to the hair industry. I'm also a business owner. I'm not going to mention my business right at the moment, but I am a business owner of barbershops in both states, Georgia and South Carolina. Currently, I am teaching the high school level. I have over 12 years experience teaching at the college level. So barbering and hair is my life. I enjoy it. Comes from a long background. Thank God, first of all, and I like to thank my mother, my sister, my brothers, so on and so forth. We're all in the hair care industry. So let me move on. I've already wasted a couple of minutes, but I thought it was important so that I can give you a few little credits about who I am. Now, as far as your lesson plan is concerned, as far as your lesson plan is concerned, you will be basically covering an introduction, the content area of it, and then of course you have the teaching aids. What are you going to be using? What do the student need, et cetera, et cetera. Then of course you have your closing. So that's actually your lesson plan. Those are going to be areas that they're going to actually be looking at on your lesson plan. But when it comes down to your actual lesson, you're going to need to know these areas. These are going to be the areas that they're going to be looking at when you actually delivering your message. And that's going to be the intro, how well you introduce this new material to the students, the use of those aids, be it technology or whatever the case may be. And then, of course, your communication skills. You want to make sure that you're using good, clean, proper, industry terminology. Then, of course, you have your interaction with your classroom, how well you involve your students, all of that good stuff is going to be graded. Then, of course, the content. What are you teaching? Are you teaching it? Are you giving out the right information? Is the content good? So, and of course, that delivery of it also is very important. Then, of course, you want to evaluate the demonstration. How do you evaluate how well you demonstrated? Well, that you're going to have to evaluate the student. How well did the student retain the information? It's going to determine how well you demonstrated. So then, of course, you have your safety and sanitation piece that is going to be covered, that you definitely want to cover. You'll be graded on that as well. So let me give an example of the introduction to this particular demonstration. Good morning, class. I'm Mr. Wright, and I'm excited to be here today to go over shaving with a straight razor. That's right, folks. I'm going to actually demonstrate to you all the proper ways to shave with a straight razor. And we're going to be covering this material for about the next 40 minutes. So at any time, if you have any questions, any comments, save your comments now, but if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me while we're going through this particular demonstration. And upon completing this demonstration class, it's going to be expected of you to be able to identify with the areas of the face that needs to be shaved, demonstrate properly how to handle the razor, apply shaving cream, remove the steam towels, and execute your shave. And then, of course, all of this should be done in a clean, safe manner. So, of course, I'm going to be expecting for you all to be able to exercise safety and sanitation. So, that's pretty much my introduction as it goes to what I'm expecting for my students to know. Now, I need to get them excited about this. So now I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about why this is important. Okay, class. Now, all of you have demonstrated that you know the basics of shaving with a straight razor because I have gotten a report from your previous teacher. All of you have passed your theory, so I know you all are on point when it comes down to knowing how the do's, the don'ts, etc., when it comes down to the theory aspect of it. Now we want to see if you all can actually apply what you all have learned. And I want to congratulate each and every one of you for a job well done because your test scores look remarkably, they're very remarkable. I don't know what to say. I'm kind of speechless right now. Okay, so kind of getting them, pique their interest a little bit. So with that being said, class, I want to know how many of you are excited about shaving? Show of hands. Oh, wow. Okay, good. That's what we want. We want you to be excited about it because not only is shaving going to be a nice, soothing, relaxing service for your client, but it also offers you the opportunity to increase your ticket. So with that one client, if you're charging $20 a haircut, you may be able to double that bottom line, which is going to be, at the end of the day, is all about the business. Okay. So with that being said, you've turned that $20 haircut because you upgraded your ticket to what? Good, Bob. I like that. Did you hear what Bob said? Bob said $40. So that's great because it's only going to take you about 20 to 30 minutes to do this service, especially if you kind of already have your stuff prepared. Okay, so you can move right on into it. So after that haircut, you have turned that haircut into a shave. You moved it into a shave as well. So you turned that $20 into a $40, and then of course, if you do a great job, then we're looking at tips. Okay, all right. So now I'm looking around at my audience or my class, so on and so forth, because that's who I need to be talking to. Now, mind you, folks, when you take your state board exam, you are going to be the student as well as the instructor. So whatever you do, make sure it's a call and response, but you have to do the calling and you have to do the responding. Okay. So moving right along. So now I got my students interested in what's going on. We're going to talk a little bit about safety. Just a few tips, folks. The locking of the chair, the handling the razor properly, making sure the towel is not too hot. And then, of course, you want to incorporate the proper terminology. So you're not going to say, you're going to place the towel here, you're going to place it there. down here and all that kind of stuff. You're not going to do that. So you're going to speak professionally, of course, and use the proper terminology. For example, okay, now that we have applied the shaving cream in the effleurage circular motion around the bearded area that's going to be shaved, I will now remove my steam towel from my steam cabinet. You're probably not going to have a cabinet. And place it onto my client's face. Now, safety first, folks. So make sure that you wring the towel out to get any excess water out of it. And you're gonna nicely and gently remove the towel from the roll, stretching it out horizontally, releasing the steam with the fold of the towel, placing it gently down on your client's face in between your top lip and the tip of your nose after you have checked it within your inner wrist to make sure the temperature is comfortable. If the temperature is comfortable for you in your inner wrist, as you place it down, you don't want to just drop it on your client's face. You want to communicate with your client. Ask your client if the temperature is suitable for them. If they says yes, then of course you continue on with the service. If they say no, then you don't put the towel on the face yet. Allow the towel to cool off a few more seconds. Then you place the towel down once it's cool, and then you're going to offer a fold across the face with only the nostrils exposed. This is a great time to ask a question. Okay, class, who can tell me why do I want to only expose the nostrils of the face? Okay, Shirley? Right, absolutely right. Shirley said so that the client can breathe. There's no better answer, folks. So great job, Shirley. Y'all get Shirley a hand. Good. Okay, Shirley. Shirley, 2 points for you today. All right. So now, once you have the towel fold and you apply pressure at this particular time, there's some pressure points that you all learn in anatomy and physiology. So we're going to start applying some pressure to these nerves so that our client can be more relaxed. And of course, the steam is going to soften the beard. And of course, the shaving cream is going to also offer the same and also allows the beard to stand up so that it makes it easier to cut with the razor. All right, just throwing some stuff. I'm not here to teach you how to shave, so just throwing some stuff that you know about shaving. You may ask another question. Why do we fold the towel all the way across the forehead? Of course, then your answer would be something like, well, to increase first you want consistency in your temperature. You want your client to be comfortable. You don't want a cool forehead and a warm beard, so you want the face to be pretty consistent when it comes down to the temperature, because that's going to offer a soothing, relaxing, especially around the temporal area, because you have some nerves that's going to be allowing your client to be very comfortable. Not only that, the steam is also going to increase the sebaceous glands, which is going to allow more sebum, more oil to come out of the skin. That way it's going to allow the beard to be a little bit more soft and pliable when it comes down to cutting. That's just another reason. So you do your research on all that good stuff, and of course, you offer that those services. You may want to talk a little about pseudofolliculitis barbae. Just some things, just throwing some terminology in there to show that you are credible and knowledgeable of what you're doing. Okay, all that stuff covers the classroom interaction. It's going to cover the content. Then, of course, the evaluation of your demonstration. We're going to talk about that. And, of course, your evaluation piece is going to come in as you relate to your students in terms of them being able to come back and show you what it was that you showed them. So you gave it to them one way, they need to give it back to you the same way that you gave it to them. So how do you get into that evaluation piece? Well, after you completed the service, of course, you will let the students know, okay, we will now set up our mannequins, and you all are going to demonstrate the straight razor shave. So that's just one piece you want to add in there. I would go back over safety and infection control. If for some reason your timing is, you have too much time left, then you want to go back over safety. You have a nice Q&A session going on, question and answering, and that could be another form of evaluation. And then, of course, your proctor, if you have run out of time, they're going to stop you, and then they're going to move on to the next segment or the next section of your evaluation of you, that is. So wait for the instructions. They're going to tell you, and this is a new piece, you have 5 minutes to clean up your area. So we will tell you when you have 3 minutes remaining or 2 minutes remaining. And of course you proceed with that. Now here's the thing, make sure that all your items are labeled in English. Make sure that you discard everything in the proper receptacle. So make sure you have your soiled linens, your trash. You should have 3. So, but go over your candidate bulletin, because here again, things have changed. So make sure, but as of right now, make sure you have 3. So we know you can't have too many when it comes down to being safe and sanitary. Make sure that you have your hand sanitizer should be in its original packaging. So you can't go and make some homemade hand sanitizer. And any type of disinfectants that you're using, it must also be in the original packaging. So those are 2 good tips to make sure that you have. Some people would prefer to use gloves. That's not mandatory, but when you're using gloves, make sure that you are using them properly, which means that you're going to apply them after you sanitize your hands. And then, of course, make sure you properly remove your gloves and put them in the proper receptacle. And then, of course, sanitize your hands. At this particular time, of course, if everything is done, then they're going to basically summarize everything and thank you and all that good stuff. So hopefully I've offered a few good tips. All I want to say is good luck to those of you who are going to take your state board exam for the instructor portion. If you have any questions, please feel free, again, as I stated earlier in this video, to contact me via email. That's going to be Professor V, that's PROFESSORVEE @gmail.com. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Vernon Wright. I was delighted to give this information. I did this on behalf of a student who is going to State Board tomorrow, and I was not able to be in the area. He's had an excellent coach, but sometimes it's always good to just hear from someone else and pass this on if you know someone that's going. And if you can, of course, if I've said anything wrong, please contact me and let me know, because I do not want to give out bad information. You all be blessed and good luck on your test and safe travel.